Okay, well, like, you tend to have everything that's based at the harbor.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, I see.
And then you have
Okay.
all of this pollution that's coming
I got
into
you.
the harbor.
I got you.
Right?
Right.
Which our tax dollars could be doing a better thing of cleaning up, placing oysters, mussels, and
Right,
clams in
right,
the
right. I
harbor
hear you.
to
I
clean
hear
up the
you.
harbor,
Yeah.
as opposed to the money that we don't have because we have the stadium, we have Sagamore,
Right.
the wine,
Right.
the winery down there.
Right, right.
We don't have the Home Depot. I mean, the Walmart down there
Right,
with Sam's
right,
that's
right.
creating jobs
Right,
anymore.
right.
Not to say that I don't like what
I
Kevin
hear
Frank is
you.
doing
I
for
hear
our
you.
city.
I hear you. So what you're saying is that there's money that we could be that we're spending
Yes.
to incentivize business development.
Right.
That maybe in
It's
addition to
taking away
doing
from
that,
other
it's taking
businesses
away
such
from
as the
other or
fishermen.
smaller, other smaller businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So now, question number 8, right? We're talking about the closing of certain schools, right? And relocation and the busing of schools.
Right,
Now it's been
right.
going on. I'm 50.
Right.
So I've been to, okay, we don't have enough children in this school,
Right.
so you got to go to this school, and I've
Right.
been in the portables and all of that, right?
Right.
But at what point in time do we say, okay, we don't have enough children in this school system right now, but we can't actually shut down the school because we still have enough students here who actually walk to this school.
Right, I know. The importance of community schools, local
It's
schools.
the little feet
is
walking.
so important, and then trying to figure out what's the risk of closing down. Like, we do have to right size the system,
Yes.
but there are schools that are doing really well. They're contributing to the community, so it shouldn't just be a numbers game. It should be quality as well as quantity.
Right.
So there are some that maybe need to be combined, but if you're not providing transportation, if you're not providing a good transition,
Right.
then we're just potentially disrupting legacies and decades of community involvement
Well, we
and
won't
further
even talk about
disenfranchising
transportation.
children.
Yes.
So, yes, we have to be very careful when we're closing school, well, the city has to be very careful, and they have to look at quality, not just quantity.
Okay, quality and quantity, I love that. What other question? Your proposals for citizens re-entering to system and educating them and giving them an opportunity to get out and either be self-employed or find employment where they're not necessarily restrained
Right.
by the employer,
Right.
such as the check the box
Right,
issue.
yeah, I support ban the box. I've always
Yeah.
supported that legislation. But let me show you one of my bills right here. Women's pre-release program. We haven't gotten the final bill back yet.
Yes.
But this bill is to make sure that the pre-release work release opportunities
Yes,
for
ma'am.
women are the same as men. So some
Nice. Which I
formerly
don't see that
incarcerated
much.
women advocates came to me who are advocates
Yes.
out for justice. They came out and talked with me and showed me the research that they did
Yes.
themselves, and showing the opportunities that are afforded men and then the opportunities that are afforded the women at Jessup, and they're not the same. They're drastically restricted. So given that there's so many female-headed households in Baltimore, given that we have to support both men and women, we should be giving the same opportunities. So this legislation is saying, look, you should provide the same opportunities to
Number
women
8, y'all.
to
Women pre-release. Let's
to
get on
as
top of
many.
this.
So as soon as I'll let you know, as soon as I get a bill number, that's something we really have to push, or at
Okay.
least ask questions about.
Okay, now let's see. We got the closings of schools. We got the felony project. We got education, parks, and recreation. I happen to notice that we're doing a lot of work in our reservoirs, in the parks
Yes,
now.
yeah.
We're remodeling them, right?
Yes.
It's not your thing to notice, right? But did you happen to
Oh, I
notice
know.
that there's not too many inner city companies doing the work?
Right, yes. So
Right.
we absolutely need to look at procurement and who's doing these large contracts. We can't simply say, okay, this is the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
We have to make sure women, minority businesses, majority businesses, not just a business that is 51%, but how a business that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
fully wholly owned and operating in Baltimore and has a history of doing this type of work, who are more likely to hire people from
Yes.
our community. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm on question 10. Question number 9, right?
Yeah.
So when Delegate Mary Washington has a bad day in Annapolis, right?
Okay.
What's the meal she runs for?
Oh my goodness. Well, you talked about macaroni and cheese, but I don't have that here.
Right.
But
so
when
if you were having a bad day, what would you have?
Wow. Oh, ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Any particular kind?
Butter pecan ice cream. I grew up on butter pecan ice cream.
Oh, my mom's favorite.
And that's what I would have.
Okay.
And if I were, where I grew up, and you had some golden ginger ale.
Oh man! Oh man! Hey, look,
that would be the
don't
golden
make me think about my grandfather.
Golden ginger ale.
Yes.
And some ice cream on top of like any kind of cake, like some kind of chocolate cake.
Washington, here's a little story about me. I have actually been old enough to have actually had a real soda on Caroline and Preston Street at the pharmacy. And when I say real soda, right, I mean where they pour the syrup in, then they hit the little salsa water, they shake it up, and then they drop the ice cream in.
Yeah.
Right, so I've actually had a real soda, yes.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody about that all the time. People are like, what's a real soda? I get a bottle of soda all the time. No, that's not a real soda.
Because that's an experience.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're talking about is an experience. You see it, and it takes skill, because not everybody knew how to put the right amount of syrup in.
And that's why they call them a jerk.
Yeah. Ah.
See, the soda jerk.
Because you
gotta jerk the soda in the drink. So the mixologist used to be called the jerk.
Okay.
Right? I watch a lot of infotainment. I watch a lot of television that entertains me, but it informs me.
Right.
So I'm into infotainment all the time, such as this show here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm informing you, but I'm entertaining.
Right.
Right?
This is good.
So ice cream.
Ice cream. Yes, ice cream.
Number 10. When having a great day in Annapolis, what is the food that Mary Washington runs for?
Oh, when I'm having a great day. Wow. When I'm having a great day, I'm usually not thinking about going to get some food.
Yeah.
But when I want to, I just enjoy myself in Annapolis. See, it's just, I don't have the same restriction. But, believe it or not, I really enjoy like grilled shrimp.
Okay.
On like, with some nice lettuce, like Caesar salad, and then maybe a little bit of fries.
Okay.
So that's a nice treat.
We're gonna change your treat up a little bit. Now my heart burnt down over the week. Oh. Right. Peter's in. Right.
Yes.
The shrimp and grits there.
You're right.
The shrimp and grits there are
is life. It's
so magnifique.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It is.
So I can't wait for Peter's Inn to be coming back.
Okay.
Yes, they gotta come back.
I love it because they just got a few tables and
it's so
intimate,
quaint,
and it's
romantic,
beautiful.
and
It's
intimate.
great.
Yes.
I haven't been there in years, but yes.
Oh man. So we're gonna have to go there and have shrimp and grits one day, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, as soon as they open, soon as Peter's Inn opens back up, we have to go for shrimp and grits.
Yes.
Yes. We're advocating the reopening of Peter's Inn. In case you don't know, that's on Ann and Fleet down in Fells Point. Right around the corner from Hungry Annie's, where they're not open on Tuesdays for your Philly cheesesteak hoagie.
Yeah. But wait a minute. What about Flight? Come on, we can't.
Flight is cool.
We have to talk about Flight and the jerk chicken there and all this. So right there on York Road. I mean, I appreciate other parts of the city, but I represent the 43rd. That's our district. So we have some of the best places up and down Greenman Avenue.
Right?
So we can start at North Avenue, work our way up.
We're going to battle off on the jerk, right? Because see, my man is right down the street, right?
Okay.
Home of the $5 special.
I think you're right.
Max's, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I started over West Baltimore with this man. He moved all the way over East Baltimore because I was hungry.
I'll try that.
So you have to try a Max's Caribbean jerk. But I'm going to go up to Flight.
Yes.
Right? Matter of fact, I'm going up to Flight tonight.
Yes, go check him out.
Hungry Annie's for a nice chicken chili Philly cheesesteak though.
Okay.
Right?
But
they're not open on Tuesdays.
You have to have a Philly cheesesteak
in
Philly. I will have them. I have good things. But I've made them. I grew up, I had a job when I was 16. I worked in the corner deli. And my job, I made cheesesteaks, and there's just a certain way that you make it. You gotta cut it just right. You have to fry the onions. And the thing is, what you have to do is you put the cheese on top of the meat while it's still on the grill.
Yes.
Then you put the fried onions on top of the cheese. Right?
Yes.
And maybe just before that you mixed in a little bit of the onion, but not all of the onion. Now if it's a cheesesteak hoagie, then you make sure that you put the mayonnaise on, you put it in the roll, you put the lettuce and tomato, and you have to do it just right, and bam, on top that way.
So
you don't put the lettuce and tomato on top. That's wrong.
Yeah. So where am I getting this from? Where am I getting this from? If I go to Philly right now, where am I going at?
You could go to 40th and 40th and Baltimore Avenue.
Atlas?
You could go anywhere up and down Lancaster and 38th, or Lancaster and 52nd, or any corner.
My son's grandmother lived on Nelson or whatever it is, right around the corner from Atlas on Baltimore 52nd.
That works.
Right. So whenever I come into town with them, whenever I come into town with them, I drop them off. Where you going? I'm gonna go park the car.
52nd and
Well, bring us back a sandwich.
52nd and Walnut.
52nd and Walnut.
That's
yes,
it.
That's it.
That's it. The thing on the corner. That's where
right
we
there
go.
on the corner, man.
Yes.
Oh my, that's
See, I know.
Hey, we know where a good Philly steak is. But look, my friend who was working at the wine and beer bistro down on Penn Street got a little freaky with you.
Oh no. What did he do with his?
So what he did was he made a Philly cheesesteak.
Right.
His name is Vito.
Okay.
And as soon as he gets back on the new spot, I'm gonna tell you what.
I'll check it
But
out.
he took a Philly cheesesteak and made it and called it a Fillmore.
I want to hear. I'm
Okay,
ready.
so what he did with that Philly cheesesteak, right, was he took a whole lump crab cake, flattened it out, set it on top of a Philly cheesesteak over top of a brioche bun
Get out of here.
with garlic truffle fries.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
That sounds right.
Oh, it was
That sounds
so
perfect.
wonderful.
See, I can accept that because it's not trying to be a Philly steak.
No.
It's not trying, and that that's what's great about Baltimore is that we do that. We bring everybody together, make up something new, and it's great. I love that.
Hey, but as long as don't nobody try to take our chicken boxes, we good.
No, you can't. No.
Y'all can imitate our crab cakes all y'all want. But our chicken boxes and half and halves, we gotta keep.
No, it is
right?
good. It's good.
So,
this has been great.
this has been great, Miss Mary Washington.
Thank you so much.
As I like to leave out, Miss Mary Washington, I like to
yeah.
say this to young people, right?
Yes, we're going to say it to them.
Commit random acts of kindness.
Yes. And register to vote.
Register. Oh yeah, that's what I.
No matter who you vote for,
what are
you
we
need
doing
to
about
register to vote.
What are we doing about getting people out to register to vote?
Doing programs like this, talking to people. We have to give people something to vote for.
Okay.
I think a lot of times what happens in politics is we talk about what you're against. They want you
Right.
to talk negatively about, everyone who's running for the office. Everybody who's running is running, but it's up to the voters to decide who they think
And
is
that
best
be
capable.
informative by reading what they did.
Reading, talking, knocking on doors, talking to people and finding
Yes.
out what they're about. Not just what we say we do, but what are we actually doing.
Right.
And that's where the accountability comes in.
Oh.
If I'm telling you what I'm doing,
Okay.
then you hold me accountable.
When is it? When is the primary?
The primary is June 26th, and early voting starts June 14th.
Okay. So June 26th is the primary. Early voting starts when? Once again?
June 14th.
June 14th.
Yeah.
And you can start registering to vote now. Me and Mary Washington are going to get together at some point in time, and we're going to have a voters registration in front of my building at 2601 Greenmount Avenue.
Perfect.
If at all she is possible, whenever she's available, that's what we're going to do. We're going to
good.
sign you up to vote, and I am going to see if I can find someone who can do expungements for those who have felons to get their records expunged.
Absolutely. There's
right?
lots of organizations that do that. We'll make that connection, make it happen. It's important.
And now, so once again,
One more thing.
random acts of kindness. Call someone you haven't talked to in a while, let them know you're thinking about them, you love them. Watch what we say and do around our children, ladies and gentlemen. It is completely food.
Yes.
We are feeding them knowledge by what we do and say each and every day. I love y'all. Have a blessed day.